Hey everybody, welcome back to the Race 5 Smokehouse and Grill. And I've always wanted to make some birria tacos at home, but I've always been intimidated by the process of making the consomme, getting that meat cooked, shredding it, putting it all together, because it's a lot of work and a lot of ingredients. On a recent trip to Target, I was just shopping and I came across these birria bombs and tinga bombs, and it has everything all in here ready to go. So I said, heck with it. Let's see how easy this is. We're gonna use an Instant Pot, cook this up, and hopefully make some amazing birria tacos. I'm gonna let you know how they come out. Now we're gonna follow the directions on this, pretty much exactly what it says. I'm not gonna do anything extra till maybe at the end when I make the tacos. But this says to use up to a 4-pound chuck roast. We're gonna cut it up into cubes, add 4 cups of water, and throw the bomb that's inside here into your pressure cooker. I'm using my Instant Pot, and we're gonna let that go for about 1 hour and 45 minutes. So let's go ahead, get this cubed up so we could get this going. Got about a 3.5 pounds, slightly over 3.5 pounds. It's like 3 pounds, 9 ounces. Chuck roast here. I absolutely love chuck roast with all the marbling they have in here. Great flavor. Chuck roast might be my favorite cut of beef. And we're gonna cut these into probably about, I don't know, 2-inch by 2-inch cubes. You really want to get all that surface area broken down. But man, look at the marbling in these chuck roasts. And we're gonna leave all this fat on there because during the cooking process, this is gonna render, and we're gonna separate that fat from the consomme we're gonna make from the birria bombs, and we're gonna use that fat to help crisp up our tacos at the end. So we got this cubed up. Let me go pull out the Instant Pot and get this going. We have our Instant Pot here. Just gonna open it up, get this meat into the Instant Pot. And normally I would go ahead, sear this off, get all those sides seared off so there's a nice crust on it. This is really gonna break down this meat, and it doesn't mention doing that on the package. I'm really just gonna follow exactly what the package says to see the results. So this is just going into the pot. Meat is in. I'm gonna go ahead and add my water. 4 cups. And we're gonna add our birria bomb. Look at this thing, that's pretty cool. Just a ball with all the spices put together, and into the water we go. All right, time to get this cooking. So we're gonna go ahead and set it up for pressure cook. We're gonna do 1 hour 45. Once it kicks on, there we go. This is all set up. This is gonna come up to pressure, start that cooking process. We're gonna come back in 1 hour 45, check on it, see how we did, make some tacos. We have about 7 minutes left until this is done cooking. Time to prep some of our other ingredients. We have a block of Chihuahua cheese. This is great for melting. It's gonna give us a nice crust on these tacos, quesadilla tacos. Gonna go ahead and shred this up, and I also have a white onion that we're gonna dice up. Onions and cheese are prepped, ready to go. Our Instant Pot just went off. We're gonna let this release, let that pressure come out. Then we're gonna open this up, start shredding some chuck roast. See how this broth tastes, start separating. We've got our fat separator here. We're gonna separate that fat from the consomme. Then we're gonna start building some tacos. So once this is depressurized, we'll be back. So we've let this do a natural depressuring instead of just hitting it and letting all that pressure come out. Reason we want to do that is it's going to help that meat remain tender. If you do that quick depressurize, you could lead to tougher meat, along with the fact that you have the hot liquid. If you were to pop that, this is going to boil violently, spit everywhere. So we let this naturally depressurize. We're going to finish it here the rest of the way. There's not much left to do pressure wise, but we're gonna get that out. We let it go about a half an hour. And if you don't have an Instant Pot or pressure cooker, there are other methods on the back of the bag. You could do it in a Dutch oven. You could do it in a slow kick cooker crock pot. I have the Instant Pot, and it's the quickest method by far. So that's why we're using it. But there are other methods to using this. This is looking and smelling amazing. Let's pull some of this meat out and see how tender it is. Oh, wow. I mean, this is just falling apart. This just comes right apart. That's the nice thing about those pressure cookers. They just make everything so dang tender. I mean, that's all we have to do with this. Look, I didn't even have to get my hands dirty. I didn't have to do anything. Just falls apart nice and tender. Gonna add a little bit of this consommé back to here just to season up the beef some. Pretty good, pretty good. Now let's get the meat off to the side and we're gonna start pulling this consommé out to let that fat separate so we could go start our tacos. And this is our fat separator right here. You can see that the spout goes all the way to the bottom. You're gonna fill this up and essentially the fat is gonna lift to the top and then you're gonna pour the good consommé out and keep the fat in here. Now we're gonna let this sit for a minute just to kind of cool down and let those layers distinguish themselves so we can separate that consommé from the fat layer. Can already see how this is starting to separate, so we're just gonna let this sit, pour it off here in a minute, be back to start building some tacos. I'm gonna do that for all of this so I have separate consommé and separate fat totally. We have the fat separated from the consommé. We have it warming up on the flat top. We have the meat on the tray ready to go. We have our onions, we have our cheese. We are all prepped to get this rolling. Almost forgot tortillas. I've got some white corn tortillas here. Let's start building these tacos. I think this is gonna be awesome. It smells great. Meat tastes pretty dang good too, so let's see how these come out. So we're gonna take our tortillas. We're just gonna hit them with a dipper in the old fat here, right onto the grill. We do wanna crisp these up. Then we're gonna go with our cheese and we're gonna go all the way around it. Try to create a little bit of lacy frico on the edge there. A lot of cheese, I know, but it's gonna be good. Let this start to melt. You can see that that's starting to crisp up already. So let's go ahead and throw some meat on here. Just gonna put some on towards the edge here. Oh yeah. You still want to be able to fold them, so you don't want to get too crazy, but you do want to get some nice meat on here, right? Give a quick peek at that cheese here. Now the fun part's going to be flipping these over. These are nice and soft right now, but we are trying to crisp up those shells. We're trying to get that nice lacy edge of cheese on here. They're looking great, smelling great. Let's hope I don't mess these up now. Looking good. Give these a flip. Now at this point, I am not opposed to just flipping it a few times. Make sure you get that crisp you're looking for. We're cooking in this fat here. So this is basically frying these tortillas and you want a good crisp on here. And once these are nice and crisp through like they are almost right now, we're gonna pull them off. I'm gonna set them on a cutting board. We're gonna dig in, burn our face off, dip it into that awesome consommé. They're looking and smelling great. I keep saying it. Let's see how they really turn out. We got our consommé bubbling over here. We've got our tacos done, nice and crunchy. Let's give a dip here. See how we did. Super cheesy, obviously, based on how much cheese I put on there. So these are really delicious, perfectly cooked with that crisp shell. You got that nice frico of cheese on here. Now these tacos came out great, really good flavor. I do get a lot of either cumin or cinnamon in here. So if you are opposed to those kind of flavors, it may not be your favorite thing. However, my wife ate some, thinks they're fantastic. Great crisp, great style of cooking. Something else you could do to add some more flavor is use some beef stock or throw some garlic or onions into the Instant Pot as you're cooking it as well. Overall, I think this is really good. And when you're going for a quick case of Birria taco, I mean, 2 hours and you're done, that's pretty impressive. So if you like what we did here, please hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, check me out on social media, and we will be talking to you all soon. Thanks again, everybody. Take care. Peace.